Hello and welcome to the week ahead video. Really not too much to bring you this week after yesterday's slew of risk events, which of course included the FOMC rate decision, Alibaba's IPO and the first of the ECB's TLTRO operations. So as such, it's more than likely that this week a lot of focus will instead turn on to the digestion of last week's key risk events, primarily the ECB's TLTRO, which of course was much weaker than expected, which has prompted many to up their calls for ECB easing further in the form of sovereign QE. Now, over the weekend at the G20 meeting in Australia, did see the likes of ECB's Noye, Visco and Coer actually dampening expectations of QE by stating that the actual effects on the real economy from sovereign bond purchases are relatively limited, with one of the ECB members pointing out that Eurozone yields are in fact already lower than their US counterparts, despite the Fed still continuing with its QE program, which is due to conclude in October. As such, a lot of the focus will shift to ECB's Draghi, who's due to be testifying in front of EU Parliament on Monday. Moving on to the BOE, Carney is due to be holding a speech on Thursday. That's in front of an accounting symposium, where he is more than likely to comment on the future rate path for the UK after last Friday's Scottish referendum cleared the path for the Bank of England to not instead be concerned on economic uncertainty, but rather on the progression of rate hikes out of the Monetary Policy Committee. Moving on then to the data that's due for release this week, we have US tertiary GDP, the German IFO numbers, but most of the focus will likely be on the global manufacturing PMI numbers. So we have the numbers out of Germany, France, the Eurozone, Japan and primarily China, of which is the subject of much focus for the commodities market. So after they've recently been sliding, just on Monday morning, we've seen silver at 4-year lows, iron ore futures at 5-year lows, and spot gold touching its lowest levels year to date. This is primarily on the back of concerns over a Chinese slowdown, and the HSBC manufacturing PMI on Tuesday will be the latest shred of evidence to be added or potentially even removed from the Chinese growth slowdown concern story. As always, though, we'll bring you all those releases as soon as they hit the wires, as well as any other relevant commentary to your trading. But in the meantime, that's all from me. Make sure you have a fantastic week.